And I'm Hannah Olachowski with Real Estate One.
And you guys are for sure, in fact, 100% watching the Hannah's Today Show. So guys, let me tell you the little story behind this, because I know people are watching like, okay, Hannah's on every episode, why is it just the Williams Today Show? And when I first started, I got to know a little something called hashtag, which was, you know, once you hashtag something so much, it creates its own page.
Right.
On Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and once you hit that hashtag, it takes you to all the posts. So, you know, now changing it, which I'm slowly trying to work that to naming the show something else, because the Hannah and Williams Today Show, I don't know, maybe that would work. But I just wanted to throw that out there because I'm actually getting ready just to make it the Hannah's Today Show, because I just cannot deal with this weather, right? We are in the middle of Antarctica, okay? That's because there's a green screen back there. We actually traveled all the way to Antarctica so we can make one video where I wasn't dripping sweat the entire time. I don't know what it is, high pressure, the lights, camera action thing, just bam, I don't understand. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to shout that out. Hannah's here she is the brains, the beauty, and everything else in between. And I'm over here saying I'm the host of the Williams Today Show, but she deserves a lot more credit than she gets. So, with that being said, now that I finally got that off my chest, what we're talking about today are the 6 things that mortgage lenders look at to get you pre-approved. So if you're like on the fence, I want to start looking, but I don't know, we're going to make this video as short, sweet, and straight to the point for you so you can ultimately make the decision. So last week we talked a little bit about debt to income,
Right.
which is the 3rd thing on our list. So we're not going to hit that at all. We'll just skip right past that so we can get to this video a little bit quicker. So I'm not taking a full shower. Okay, starting with number 1, credit. Okay, I'm going to keep this simple. There's 3 different what are they? It's TransUnion, Equifax, and FICO, okay? And so the problem that we run into a lot with some of our buyers is, well, you know, one of my like my FICO shows I have a 641, but my Equifax and my TransUnion are in the 5s. So they're taking a median out of those 3. Just because you have one is 9 times out of 10 you're not going to get approved, because they're taking a median and they want to see you at 640 or higher, and it's that simple. So, you know, we did mode, median, and range, right?
Yeah.
I'm not a mathematician. Hannah's looking at me like I can go through it 20 times right now and show you how to do it again, but I'm never going to remember, so I'm not going to. But the median has to be at least 640 or higher, preferably a little bit higher. That way there's no bumps throughout the closing process where you might slip up and go a little bit lower, because that completely eliminates, you know, the whole approval.
Yeah.
So, number 2, don't laugh, be mature, okay? Number 2, debt to income. We're gonna skip that because we already talked about debt to income, the minimum monthly payment process. If you don't know, if you didn't get the chance to watch last week's episode, jump on back there, check it out. It's nice and long, okay? And it explains it pretty well.
Yeah,
okay?
It's a really good video.
Number 3, income.
Obviously, you have to have that in order to pay back your mortgage loan, right?
Really? Are you sure? And not unemployment. Unfortunately, unemployment does not count as income. It counts as income. Income. I don't know. Anyway, so income. So they're not just going to take your pay stubs. They're going to look at your W-2s and your tax returns. They're going to dig up a lot.
Right. Any form that's going to bring in some money,
any type of way that they can find out what's been going on, so they can make it all make sense. They can look at your W-2s and say, wow, this is great, but they really want to see what you bring in long term, yearly basis, monthly basis, all that, and a bag of chips. So, moving on to number 4, employment. Up to 2 years of strong employment. Now, there's a difference though with 1099 employees such as ourselves that work off commission. I don't think employment has to be exactly 2 years, does it, for just a regular 9-to-5 job employee?
Well, it doesn't have to be. They like to see it because it's, you know, you're reliable, basically, is what it's saying.
Right.
But say if you just moved to a job that, like, you're making more money, but you had a really good job before that you were at for like 5 years, they can use that too, and they can call them and, you know, just get information.
So, you know, I think this is more depending on the lender, right? The lenders can have different ways of operating and looking at your income, but I know for sure that when it comes to 1099 employees like Hannah and I, commission-based, whatever that may be, they want to see 2 years of employment at the same place. I don't know how the rest of that works 100%, so I'm not even going to try to act like I do, but I do know for sure that they want to see a 1099 employee at least 2 years employed at the same place.
Yeah.
So I said everything I just said before, but I just went in a circle again. So we're going to move on to the next thing. Number 5, assets.
Right.
Assets. So just like the employment, they want to see what you have already. What can they dangle over your head to make sure that you are going to pay this mortgage? What could they possibly take from you, basically? I hate to say it that way, because I am a glass full, kind of empty kind of guy. I know this thing's following me this whole time. But they want to see your assets as well. And just to move past that, you obviously know what assets are. 6 is the down payment. They want to see that you have what it takes to pay, to close, to get the house. And of course, we've talked about that in another video, down payment and closing costs. So go back and watch that as well.
Right.
But there was something else I wanted to add with the down payment.
Yeah, so because most people, 20% is usually what the mortgage lender wants to see as put down. So if which most people aren't able to put that much down, that's a lot of money. So what you'll be paying is called mortgage insurance. So it's basically, insurance for the mortgage company just in case you aren't able to repay the loan.
PMI, baby, PMI. Everybody's like, when we get to the closing table, like, what is this PMI that I'm paying? Make it make sense. PMI is private mortgage insurance. If you can't put 20% down, like most of us can't do, you have to pay that until you have reached 20% equity or more on the property. So, I mean, it kind of sucks, but at the same time, you're able to buy a house with just 3.5% down or whatever else that you're approved for to put down on a property. So, bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. Remember the 6 things that mortgage lenders look at. That way, when you start the process, you know something that you may have to fix or pay more attention to in order to get the transaction closed. Another thing that I wanted to add, guys, is the debt and the income part. You don't want to change anything. If you get a pre-approval from a bank, and unfortunately for you, maybe you're not working with me and Hannah, so we can't advise you, which you won't make that decision. You'll decide to work with us because you're smart, right? Okay. But we won't allow you, or you shouldn't anyway, change anything. You shouldn't change employers, and you shouldn't max out a credit card.
Right.
You shouldn't change a single thing that way.
Don't go new car loan.
Don't do none of that.
No big purchases.
If you just got a pre-approval, keep everything the same way. Mind your P's and Q's.
Until you close on that house.
Right after you close, if you want to quit your job and I don't know how you're going to pay your mortgage, but you can do that. But don't change a single thing until you get there. Okay. Most lenders will advise you properly, but it just depends. But we're telling you now, don't change it. Don't change it.
Don't do it.
And I think that leaves us pretty much done here.
That would be
nice and short, I hope. Who knows? It's probably a 20-minute video. Good job, Hannah Montana Bovana. We're going to leave here out of Antarctica and go somewhere colder. I don't know where. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you found any use out of this, or if you're looking to buy, sell, rent, or invest, the agents to go to downriver or northern Michigan, period. We know our market. Ask us, and we would love to help you guys. As always, it costs $0 to be a decent human being. We will see you guys on the next episode.